by Ung Soo Kyung, and I think he's done enough to get himself into the leader to go through the first corner. Yep, certainly has. In fact, he's very comfortably ahead. Everybody cleanly away. Nice clean start so far. We've seen both the first two races. We've had a spinner through that first corner. Not this time, though, as they come down to Mandarin for the first time. Ung Soo Kyung is clearly in the lead and already pulling away from the rest of the field. In second place, it looks to me as though Chung Kwok Leung may have got ahead of Ung Hoi Tong for second place. But as they come down to Lisboa for the first time, and indeed he has, yes, Chung Kwok Leung has got ahead of Ung Hoi Tong for second place, and Ung Hoi Tong has spun it. Oh, there's a few cars off here. Car 95 is in the barriers there. That's Chris Young. They're all picking their way through. I can't see which car. Well, of course, that's Ung Hoi Tong. And two have crashed into Ung Hoi Tong. There's no way out of there unless the blue car starts to reverse first. Side by side, though, up the hill they go. And we've got that's a tyre that's going to let go very spectacularly soon. That's the bodywork rubbing on the tyre. Driver needs to be very, very careful here because that tyre will let go very soon. Car number 55, that's Wang Yung-sung. He'll be very frustrated because he'd qualified really well in 5th place, Wang Yung-sung, and he's obviously been involved in that first corner incident, and he really isn't going to have a chance to do anything today, but he's still trying to force his way on, even though the car is not willing. You're looking at Chung Kwok Leung, who has managed to get himself up into second place. A disaster for Ung Hoi Tong, who started on the outside of the front row and was deposed for second place by Chung Kwok Leung and then lost it at Lisboa, out of the race. And Chung Kwok Leung in second place. Behind him, I think, is Steve Nip in car number 50. Is that Steve Nip? Can't tell. I think it is. And then, of course, we've got Wang Yung-sung. But at the front, no question about the leader, Ung Soo Kyung, just pulling away from the rest of the field. There's Wang Yung-sung with that smoking tyre, front left tyre. That's not going to last very long, Rupert.
No, you have to say the car's mortally wounded. Oh, we've got to head on into the barriers here. Where's that, James? That looks like...
That's Steve Nip. That's up at on the way to Donna Maria, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, is that coming down from the Solitude S's? I think so.
Yeah.
Two of them head on into the barrier there. We were hoping they were all going to behave themselves in this race, and certainly they all managed to get through the Mandarin bend safely. We've got a rerun here.
Yeah, that's Steve Nip in car number 50. He's had a big impact with the wall there. In fact, he's had 2 impacts.
Yeah, there's a head on into the wall there.
And further up, yeah.
Someone had already gone off on the other side of the road.
That's one of the leaders. That is definitely one of the leaders, because Steve Nip was lying in front. He'll be racing, and it's go. One of the cars looked like it was on the move before the lights went out, but we'll worry about that a little bit later on. I believe another good start, indeed it is, by Ung Soo Kyung. Ung Soo Kyung makes a terrific start, and once again, I think Chung Kwok Leung has got ahead of Ung Hoi Tong. So yet again, the man on the second row of the grid, third place qualifier, has got himself up to second. And also a terrific start from the man with the repaired car, Chang Wing-shu. Chang Wing-shu's gone up from 7th to, I think, 3rd. Great start by him.
And the second place driver getting a run on the leader down here. Oh, we've got another fender bender here. Somebody running amok there. A couple of spinners towards the back of the field. But the second place driver maybe is putting the moves going down into the Mandarin Oriental. Through the Mandarin Oriental, and we're down at the Lisboa now.
Car number 95 there, going through the frame.
Oh, got another 66. 66 turned around.
Yeah, 66, that's Chan Tat Man.
Determined not to stay there for too long, but goodness knows where he's gone to.
Whoa, that looks like a high-speed one, 86. Yeah. He's moved the little rumble strip there, hasn't he, car number 86. That's seemingly, and he seemingly hit something. So, Ung Soo Kyung up the front, and yet another spin. Well, they really are throwing themselves like lemmings at these barriers, aren't they? Car number 78 there. Just trying to see who car 78 is.
That's spun.
It's Su Chi Ming, yeah. He's lost his front. That's a bit of a no-no.
He's heading backwards down the track. He's going round to the Pizza Hut round the corner, I think.
Yes, he's lost his front spoiler, front bumper completely in that incident. So Wang Yung-sung with a repaired car there in hot pursuit. We've got another one in the barriers. How many is that then? About 6? That's car number 86. He's already had one incident, and well, he's had another one now.
Yeah, I think some of these drivers getting a little bit overexcited, feeling the red mist at the start of this race, and throwing it all away even before they've got round the first lap.
Look at the pressure that Chung Kwok Lung is putting on Ung Shi-kyung on this first lap. It's certainly not what we saw last time round. Here's another quick look at what happened at the Mandarin last time. Who's going to get it wrong this time? Oh, yes. Yes, car 86. That's his first of 2 high-speed spins. That's the C. Single lead.
Once you've lost
he really has had a very eventful opening lap.
Yes, once you've lost it, you've lost it. The whole concentration's gone, and just when you think you've had one accident and it's all over, you start having another one.
Absolutely. But what is very interesting is up at the front with Ung Shi-kyung coming under a lot of pressure from Chung Kwok Leung, and that is going to be well worth watching. It's not what we expected, although it does seem as though Ung Shi-kyung has managed to get a couple of car lengths out, but it's only 0.6 of a second he's got ahead of Chung Kwok Leung, and then we've got Bobby Won, sorry, in 3rd place in that repaired car. Well, what has happened to Ung Hoi Tong, because he got a second chance as well in this race. He's down in 5th place, so he's gone from 2nd on the grid down to 5th, and he's a full 16 seconds now behind the race leader, which is, he's had a disastrous opening lap. 3 minutes 20. He must have had a spin somewhere along the line. So into Lisboa, the leader Ung Shi-kyung under a lot of pressure from Chung in 2nd place, and we've got all kinds of dicing and action going on between cars 60 and 75. That's Siu and Chan, and then another spinner, Dicky So in 10th place on the on the Mandarin exit, which is the most popular black spot, and he's lost it. Ung has lost it, and oh, unbelievable. Chung manages to avoid hitting him, and look who's got into the lead, none other than the man with the repaired fender, Bobby Won. Absolutely incredible.
That was a very cool piece of driving by the 2nd place man. He just managed to avoid getting involved and hitting the other guy.
Would have been even cooler if he kept his foot in and gone down the inside.
Well, it would, but at least he kept it off the fence.
Yeah, and kept himself from hitting Ung as well. And who would have believed it, eh? Who says there's no such thing as a second chance? Bobby Won now opening up as big a lead as he possibly can, but Ung is after him. The gap there you can see is probably about 4 or 5 seconds. Let's see what happened here. Very unusual place to lose it. That's Andre Couto lost it there in the Formula 3 qualifying a couple of years ago and smashed the barrier on the outside. Ung did well not to hit the barrier, but Chung just overreacted. I think he saw Ung losing it and just hit the brakes basically in panic.
Yes.
Which is a shame, because if he just kind of steered his car to the left, I think he might have got through and be in the lead now. As it is, Bobby Won is leading this race, but Ung is after him, and the man who set the qualifying pace a full 2 seconds faster than anybody else, now in 2nd place on the grid, and has got all to do again. 17 cars still with us in this race from the original 22 that started it. Jim is the last runner down in 18th place, a full 2 minutes 16 seconds behind. Looking again at the spin there for Dicky So in car 61, and looks like Yao was very lucky to miss him there. Yao Ki Hong in car number 51, very, very lucky not to collect Dicky So. So, coming through the Fisherman's, and it's going to take a bit of work, I think, to get that one sorted out. Car number 93, that was Jim, who was our 18th place runner. So we're now down to 16 cars, dropping like flies here in this Tourism Office Cup race. Coming through to complete lap 2, as Jim surveys the damage in the pit lane. And Bobby Won leads by just over 9/10 of a second from Ung Shi-kyung in 2nd place. And then we have Chung in car number 99 in 3rd place. Chung Kwok Leung, who of course was also involved in that double spin up on the hill. He's lost more ground, in fact, than Ung has as a result of that.
What about that suspect tyre then, James? The lead car. Is that tyre going to hold out to the end of the race?
I wonder. It's you lean on it, don't you, quite heavily through right-hand bends, and it's quite interesting, isn't it, that the 2 corners where that tyre is going to struggle is the Fisherman's and our bend, both of which are quite fast left-handers. So right-handers, sorry. So the left tyre will take the loading through both of those two corners, also through the Mandarin Bend. It'll take a fair amount of loading as well. A lot of heat will be building up in that tyre. Let's hope it is able to sustain itself.
So the lead driver will be praying for a miracle at the moment, that the equipment holds up underneath him.
Yes, I think at the moment he's more concerned with just staying ahead of Ung, to be honest. I think he wants to. He's been presented with a golden opportunity to win this race. If he can just keep it pointing in the right direction and not do anything silly. Ung has shown himself to be very fast, but he's also shown he's capable of making mistakes. We've seen that once already in car 62. That's he's got himself a bit stuck there behind that parked car.
And that's on Hospital Hill, is
That's
it?
Locock Key. Locock Key up on Hospital Hill. He was in 16th place, last classified runner. But the pace of one is quite impressive. 3:06.467 is his last lap. It's a long way off the qualifying pace, but it's quicker than Ung, that's for sure. Last year's fastest lap, 2:56.751 by Gary Sham. And so we're a full 10 seconds slower than that.
Yes, the race to date running at a fairly sedate pace, isn't it, James?
Well, there's been so much incident, hasn't there? I mean, there's all kinds of situations to be negotiated as Ung gets right close up on the tail now of Bobby Wan, and I think Ung is just going to prove to be a little bit too strong. He's really got that car under him, and notwithstanding the spin he had up on the hill, on Hospital Hill a minute ago, he does really look confident. He looks the fastest man in the field. And Bobby Wan's obviously struggling with that car. You can see the way it's bobbling around as he turns into the right-hander. It's a real struggle for him. So I think the irresistible force of Ung Shu Kyung is going to impose itself soon. Wouldn't be at all surprised if he doesn't actually have a go this time round. He might not be able to do it on the fast section, but he's certainly going to line himself up for a pass either into Mandarin Bend, which would be brave, or into Lisboa, as we see car 93 in the pits. And here comes Ung. He's just getting tucked in nicely behind Bobby Wan there. He might have a crack into... If he does, he's impetuous. It's not the place to pass. He's just going to let him know that he's there, and I think he's going to try and have a go at him down into Lisboa. That's exactly what he's going to try and do. Did he get the drive out of Mandarin? I think he was so busy messing around, letting him know he was there. Now he's going to emerge from the slipstream, come down the inside. Bobby Wan doesn't take any kind of defensive action. As long as he doesn't turn across him, Bobby Wan, in fact, just gives him the position. He really rolled over and let him tickle his tummy, and Ung waves out the window. Absolutely hilarious. Thank you very much for yielding the lead to me. I will now proceed to disappear from you.
You have to say, gifted it to him there, really. There wasn't much of a struggle put up at that point. He let him down the inside, and you've got to shut the door on him coming down there. Just step the car out a yard or so and to close the angle on that, which he just failed to do. He let him go, basically.
Definitely let him go. So, is that it? Or does he now chase, and does he try and take it back? It seemed to be a sort of an inevitability that he was going to get past then. From the moment that Ung closed up on him into the hairpin, that whole sequence was inevitable. Car 72, a spinner there, down at the Lisboa Bend. That's Tam, car 72.
He doesn't want to stay there any longer than he can. Got to.
That was close. He's just getting himself out of the way, spinning himself around to rejoin the race. But having been past like that, Bobby Wan is holding on. It's very interesting.
Yeah, you often find that isn't the case. When someone gets past, they kind of lose heart, don't they, and kind of start giving it away. But he's trying manfully to cling on, although I think that Ung is pulling away slightly at the front.
Maybe he feels it's easier and more advantageous to be the hunter rather than the hunted, and preferred to be in second place. He certainly gave it away very easily, that's for sure. Into the hairpin for the fourth time. Ung Shu Kyung leading this Tourism Office Cup race, this 10-lap race, from Bobby Wan in second place, with Chung third, Siu fourth, Chan in fifth place, Louis sixth, Low in seventh, Chung in eighth, Jung in ninth, and Yao in 10th. And that's car number 99 going through your frame. That's Chung in third place. Behind him is car 60, which is Siu. Siu in 4th place, doing very well indeed, having qualified 13th on the grid. His fastest lap of 3 minutes pretty much flat. But Ung's starting to impose himself now. He's just done a 2-minute 58.6, which is getting closer to the qualifying pace that he showed. He did a 2:56 in qualifying. But Chung's got his hazard lights on. But look at Bobby Wan. Wouldn't it be funny if he went down the inside of Ung going into Lisboa this time round? Something tells me that Ung wouldn't yield the place quite as easily as Wan did last time. But I think he's going to try it, Rupert.
Yeah.
No, he's not close enough.
No, he's not.
He's not really sure. You can almost sense the uncertainty, can't you, as he comes down towards Lisboa.
That's right, and Ung, of course, positioned his car a little bit further out into the road to cut off the angle and provide less opportunity for him to pass. Might have a bit of problem in the traffic here now, though. Much
more defensive driving, and Ung only just within the rules there, because you're not allowed to pass on the waved yellow flags, and of course we've got waved yellows down at, that's the oil flag, so we've obviously got a bit of oil down on the track here somewhere, but you're not allowed to pass on the waved yellow flags, and there are waved yellows there on the exit of San Francisco for those 2 cars that are parked on the left hand side,
right,
and then you can see just beyond that there's a green flag where it's clear to overtake again, and it was only just there when he went past, so it was close to being an illegal move, that which would have got him a 10-second stop and go penalty if he'd passed under waved yellow flags there. So Ung has got away with it, but he's not getting away from Bobby Wan.
No, he's not. Wan putting him under sustained pressure now. These two tied together with a piece of string.
Indeed they are, and setting quite a good pace as well in the 2-minute 58 bracket around this Macau gear circuit, and we expect them to get faster and faster as the race goes on. Just 16 cars now still in this race of the original 22 that started, and the fastest lap so far to Chan, who's a 5th place driver, 2:58.497. Chan is just a second behind Siu, who's in 4th, and Siu is 2 seconds behind Chung. Those 3 circulating very, very close together. Looks like quite a good scrap, actually, which will come into view any second now. It's this scrap now between, that's a back marker, I think. There we go, here's the scrap. Chung, Siu and Chan. And car number 60 is Siu and Chan is 75. So it looks as though Chung actually has managed to get away from them a little bit. But Chan's the man on the move. He's the fast guy. And he's closing up on the back of Siu. That'll be well worth watching. There they are, those two, battling for 4th place.
Yeah, the race pace hotting up a little bit here now with the cars dipping down below 3 minutes, and the best lap of the race set by Chan, who's now running down in 5th place in a time of 2:56.735. No, that's a new fastest lap of the race from Ung, the leader, who's stepped his game up to a 2:56.735, and it's pretty obvious why, because he's under intense pressure now from Wan in 2nd place. They'll be trading paint if they carry on like this.
Wan got very nice drive out of Mandarin Bend. He got some good speed on the exit. He's pulled out too early. He's uncertain. You can tell he doesn't know what to do, but he's committed himself now. They're side by side. Ung can't turn in on him now, and he's done it. Bobby Wan is through into the lead. A great move. He picked his moment. He was not sure when to go, but he went for it down the inside into Lisboa. And this battle has completely inspired Bobby Wan, because he qualified in 3 minutes 1 second, and he's now lapping in the low 2:57 range. Side by side, though, go Chan and Siu into San Francisco. I think Siu got ahead, so there's some overtaking going on throughout the field. And this battle, far from over, you feel that Ung is definitely going to have another go again. He's not going to let Bobby Wan get away with that. Great move by Bobby Wan, though, down into Lisboa Bend, and what an eventful day he's having. He'll have something to tell his family at the end of the day, won't he, over a drink tonight?
He did. He just took his courage in both hands. He thought, I've got alongside him. Will I, won't I, will I, won't I? But when it came to it, yes, he did. He made the pass. It was a splendid piece of driving. That's like the classic passing manoeuvre in Macau. And that's where you do it, and that's how you do it.
and quite mature driving also from Ung, because he could quite easily have tried to turn across Bobby Wan on the entrance to the Lisboa bend, but he didn't. He let him through and then just nosed in behind him, knowing that there will be another opportunity. That's definitely the place where it's going to happen, down at Lisboa. It is without doubt the passing place here at Macau for a good pass under braking, which is of course the favoured way to do it, unless you've got a big speed advantage in your car. So Bobby Wan leads, Ung is second, Siu is up to third, Chan down to fourth, Louis fifth, Chung sixth, Yao seventh, Jung in eighth, and So ninth, and Low in 10th. Into Melco for the 6th time in this 10-lap Tourism Office Cup race. It's far from over yet. We've got two great battles on the track, the battle for the lead and also the battle for third place.
Well, Bobby Wan absolutely got out of jail in this race after the incident on the first lap. We watched him touring round here, didn't we, with smoke pouring off the front tyre, and he managed quite fortuitously with the race being stopped to get the car fixed, and look what it's done for him.
Indeed. So Ung in second place, finished fourth here last year, has got a bit of experience in this race. And Bobby Wan, who's leading it, this is his first time in the Tourism Office Cup race, and he's doing a very good job, you have to say. Car 75 there going through the shot was Chan Wing Shu. He raced here last year as well, retired unfortunately, but going strongly at the moment. Chan in third place. Watch this though, Ung very close to the barriers, got some good speed, excellent speed from Mandarin. He's right at the back of Bobby Wan, and we're going to have a reversal. It's going to happen again, side by side down to Lisboa. Great racing between these two. Fantastic stuff, textbook overtaking maneuver. Bobby Wan trying to get a drive so he can have a look up the inside of San Francisco, but Ung was wise to that, and nose to bumper they go through San Francisco and up the hill. Fantastic action here in the Tourism Office Cup race, by far the best race we've had so far today. And there goes Chan in third place with Siu on his tail, in hot pursuit, you could say.
So what's the tactic now, James? I mean, the only one that matters is, can you pass on the last lap, isn't it? I mean, being in the lead on the last lap might not be the right place to be at all.
No, it's exactly right. It's a bit like one of those sort of classic Formula Ford races at Silverstone in the days of the chicane, when it was always the last lap, and it was always the place to be was second, not first, because you knew for sure that you were going to get passed into that chicane. It could well be the same situation here in Macau. It's going to be a grandstand finish, there's no question about that, as we work on lap 7 here of this 10-lap race, with Wan still holding on, with Ung holding on from Wan after that fantastic manoeuvre into Lisboa. The lead has now changed 3 times, I think, in this race, and who knows how many more times it's going to change before it's over. Chan still third, albeit 15 seconds behind Wan in second place. Then we've got Siu, Liu, Chung, Jung, So, Yao and Tam, the top 10. Fastest lap, Ung, 256.735. That's an average speed of 124 kilometers an hour, which is about 90 miles an hour.
It would appear that he's making a little bit of a break now, James. I don't know whether Bobby Wan's getting tired or the tyres beginning to play him up or what, but it would appear that he's just slightly dropping off the back of the lead battle. In
the pits there, another retirement. That's Yao Qihong, car number 51. Who was lying in 9th place, and Chan has made a mistake, went straight on under braking, just left his braking a little bit too late, possibly his foot slipped on the pedal, who knows, but it's given, no question, it's given Siu a chance, and Siu going down the outside now of Chan. Look at that, absolutely fantastic bit of opportunist overtaking, although I must say Chan actually is crawling now. He's got a problem. He
hit the wall on the inside of the Melco, so he's definitely deranged the front suspension to some extent. Car still going, but loss of concentration there, and of course loss of place, loss of face.
So Chan down to 4th. Can he keep it going for the remaining 3 laps? Siu up in that final podium position. He's got a fairly, looks like his driver's side door is a bit mangled as well. It's not many of them are going to emerge unscathed from this race. Ung again setting another fastest lap, 255.932. That's faster than his qualifying pace. That's a really good pace indeed.
It looks like almost a decisive part of the race there, with Ung pulling away now from one. And if Bobby Wan's got anything left in the locker, it's now or never, isn't it, James?
Yeah, it's hard to see, to be honest. I think you're right. I think you read the situation correctly. I think that tyre has finally said enough's enough. And I think if Bobby Wan is honest with himself, he'd have to say that second place is far more than he probably expected at the end of the first lap, when the race was underway, the first start, and he was nowhere and his tyre was virtually on fire. He got a second chance, and if he can translate that into second place, then good luck to him. That's car 93.
Sorry to interrupt, but a quick announcement for those waiting to see our scheduled program at this time: 2 centuries of architecture in the Netherlands. We do apologise, but because of extended coverage of the Macau Grand Prix due to that race stoppage, we will unfortunately have to cancel that program.
Not too much, but obviously able to keep going.